Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Weather Sim forecast. It is Saturday, July 26, 2025, and we got some more weather to talk about. As not only are we looking at chances for showers and even a couple of thunderstorms as we head throughout the next couple of days, including the potential of isolated severe storms. So, we will keep an eye on that very closely. And then, our next big trend, especially as we get into next week, is going to be those temperatures. We're going to be seeing a big cold blast come on in from the north, which will likely be bringing below normal temperatures to a pretty large portion of the United States, which we will also go over in today's forecast. And we also will be going over the tropics at the end, so make sure to stay tuned till the end so that way you guys know what to expect for the next 7 to 10 days. And we'll begin with what's happening across the United States right now. And you guys can see that we do have a slight risk level 2 out of 5 threat for severe storms across Minnesota, North Dakota, heading down there into South Dakota. And then we got another area, especially over here across the Mid-Atlantic, Ohio Valley, and even parts there of the Midwest, that do have the potential of seeing severe storms today, which does include a large hail threat, especially across the northern plains. We don't really see a whole lot of a tornado threat, but we still got that chance of maybe seeing an isolated spin up tornado or two, and we also got the potential of seeing damaging winds. So all hazards in play, including the potential of maybe seeing a damaging wind gust. So we will keep an eye on that very closely across the northern plains. And then back over here towards areas of the Mid-Atlantic and Ohio Valley, we aren't really seeing a whole lot of a concern, but we still may be seeing some showers and storms producing some gusty winds. And then once we enter tomorrow's probably going to be another day that we should keep an eye on, as tomorrow we got another area that we need to watch, not just across the upper Midwest, but also across areas of the Mid-Atlantic once again. And really the only concern tomorrow is going to be those damaging winds across the Mid-Atlantic. We got a 5% risk for damaging winds saying up across areas of the Mid-Atlantic, so make sure you guys are ready for that. And then if you live up here across the upper Midwest, you guys do have a small tornado threat tomorrow, along with even a large hail threat, which does indicate, a chance that we might see a storm or two produce all hazards. But as of right now, it does not appear that it will be anything too crazy once we enter tomorrow, but it will still be something to watch for, as we may see a storm or two once again produce all hazards. And that's the same even as we enter day 3, as we will continue to see chances for severe storms across the same areas. Let's now talk about the timing of the storms over the next 2 days, because for today we got a chance for some showers and storms setting up across the Great Lakes region and as well as the upper Midwest. This is where we could see a couple areas of damaging winds, so we will keep an eye on that very closely, as a lot of these storms that you see, especially where you see that red color, indicates some stronger storms, including heavier downpours, perhaps even some small hail included. And then after that, and once we enter tomorrow, we see additional storms develop, and these are the storms that we're gonna also keep an eye on closely, especially across the upper Midwest, where we actually got a small area to watch for. And like I said, this is where we could be seeing damaging winds tomorrow as well, so we will need to keep an eye on tomorrow closely as well. Now let's also take a look at our flooding, because flooding is probably going to be our next biggest concern after the severe weather, because you guys can see that for flooding we could see anywhere from 1 to 4 inches of rainfall across Nebraska. We could see anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of rainfall heading from the I-95 corridor all the way back down there into parts there of Louisiana. And we even could see anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of rain across the Southern Great Lakes region. And that will be over the next 7 days. So not all of this is going to occur in one day, but we still will be looking at chances for showers and storms across a lot of this area. So make sure you guys are ready for that, as flash flooding does appear possible. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about is going to be the temperatures. Because once again, our temperatures are probably going to be one of our biggest, stories from now on, because you guys can tell that we are still dealing with well above normal temperatures. I'm talking well above normal temperatures across a pretty large portion of the eastern and central United States, even as we head into next week. But after that, and once we head into Thursday of next week, so that will be right after that warm air diminishes, we will see a brief cool down come on in from the north, which could bring temperatures anywhere from 5 to 10 degrees below normal across a large portion of the United States, as you guys can see. Maybe even some areas experiencing as low as 19 degrees below normal. So we got a really large area that we do need to watch for those cooler temperatures, especially once we head into the first week of August. And this model is actually continuing to show more cold air come on in. It shows cold shot after cold shot after cold shot, which is also an indication that we may also see a return of some severe storms. And this is mainly given the fact, like I said, that we're just going to see that warm air collide with that colder air, and this is what's really going to set up the stage for potentially some more significant severe storms, especially once we enter the first week of August. So this is definitely something to watch for, as this could also lead to more severe storms. And this is the same as we compare it to the European model, which doesn't appear to show it nearly as significant, but still shows at least a few areas maybe seeing anywhere from 10 to 15 degrees below normal. Otherwise, it wants to diminish that cold front by Wednesday, August 6th, and it wants to show that warm air starting to come on in, which means we may not stay cold for very long, but at the same time, there's still that potential, because I can tell the European model and the GFS model are not really agreeing very well on it, but we will still watch it closely, as there could be, once again, maybe that return of some more significant severe storms, especially if we really see this trend continue. Let's now talk about the tropics, because the tropics is another thing that we really need to watch for. This is mainly given the fact that we are still continuing to see the, peak of hurricane season, not in the Atlantic, but more so the Eastern Pacific. And the Eastern Pacific is a little bit different in hurricane season compared to the Atlantic, and this is why we're already seeing a lot of, development potential as of right now, including one just to the south there of Hawaii. And then we also got another area that we are watching for, and right now it does not really show it, but we will watch it very closely, as the latest from the European model is showing that there is a chance that we could see some development coming off the coast of Africa and just moving its way northeastward. And this is concerning, okay, because we're also going to kind of have a high pressure system right here, and this is only if this really does come together right. But once again, we're going to have that track like this, and we might even have some storms even trying to ride up the east coast. So that just goes to show you that we will see the potential of development, but as of right now, it's still a little too early to really tell. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, as we will continue to keep you guys up to date with the latest, and we also will continue to keep you guys informed about what we will likely see as we head into the next couple of weeks, and even as we enter August. So consider turning on all notifications so that way you guys don't miss out on that. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend out there, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thank you all so much for watching, and goodbye.